Morning, girls. Good morning. Good morning. Morning, world. Welcome to Sunday, 7th of July, and oh goody, it's chucking down with rain again. So another storm last night. I remember I tipped this out yesterday. So 10 mil of rain in the last 24 hours. So I know there are parts of the world, like northern Montana, so that desperately want a bit of rain, at least according to Welkers. If you don't follow Welker Farms, go and have a look, see. They could really do with some of our wet weather. What are you trying to tell me? Eh? No, I know. See, it's Sunday morning. Normally after breakfast, we take these guys for a walk. And they know it. But, to be honest, it's miserable out there. And it's not going to happen. So, just going to go down and check the cattle, check the barn, and see if they need a bale down there. And then we're going to go and do a little bit of time in the barn, a bit more on the back of the truck. Hopefully I can get back to that this afternoon. But it's Sunday morning, so I'm going to go and see my dad. Oh, all right. Look at the state of this yard. We're TB testing on Tuesday. So I got a feeling that part of tomorrow is going to be in here, clearing some of this out. Oh, grief. This is summer. This is July. This is supposed to be like the warmest, driest part of the year. What a year. I'm sure there are people out there who are having it worse than us. In fact, I know there are people that are having it worse than us, but what a year. Here it comes again. We get these waves of really heavy rain, and in between it's periods of less heavy. Right, so let's catch up with where we are. Yesterday, Dave came in and we welded up that hinge on the back of there. I started cutting off this latch that I kind of ballsed that up. I've also cut off the latch and hasp from over there, these two chaps. So the idea is to weld this back on lower down. So I'll have bolts in here that hold the back down, and I can latch the two together. And because we've got the step on this side, this door, the left-hand door, has that bit. So whatever happens, you open the left-hand door first, which in the UK is the curb side. So if we're parked on the side of the road, I want to open the curb side door first. If we want to get up in there, then this is the side. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So, right, I'm going to finish cutting that off. Oh yeah, that's probably why I stopped last night. I ran out of disc. Hang on, that might be enough anyway. It was enough. Right, I will need a tack of weld on that. Right, I'm just going to grind that first, just going to grind that face down clean, because obviously it can't weld on a dirty surface. Here's the thing I made yesterday. It's going to go on there, so I need to tidy that up too. So that'll go about there. The idea being, if I drilled my holes right, they will fit in there like that. Okay. Could do the hole being a little bit bigger. Now we kind of line up a bit better, don't we? Right, so I don't really have time now, but when we come back later on, we'll get the welder out and we'll tack this guy on here. For the time being, I'm only going to tack it. I'll tack it on secure, but I'm not going to seam weld it all the way around, just in case I change my mind. This, I'm going to have to cut this fella off, and then these two chaps, which don't quite line up, because you'll notice this gate also looks a bit lower. Not sure if this post has been bent a little bit. Either this post has been bent in a little bit, or that was being bent out a little bit, because if you look at the gap between there and there, not a massive problem. Not something I really have to do anything about, and it might just be down to where they drilled the holes in the hinges. That is definitely a tighter gap that side. So it could be just down to whoever mounted this didn't quite get it square. I'm not going to complain about it. Right, okay. So yes, this afternoon we will weld that on there. We will weld that on there, and that one on there. And then that's the back pretty much done and dusted. So with a bit of typical pulling impatience, I've still got 20 minutes before I got to leave my dad's. Well, 20 minutes is long enough to put a tack on there, innit? So I got the welder out, I ground myself a nice fresh earth. Let's do it. What are we on? 58. That should be plenty. Hold it there. Right, I will put a bit down through the top as well. My mask isn't working properly. That's okay. And the pin for that is in there. That's okay. So at least that's secure now. I'd like to go around and weld it on properly, and I might yet, if I'm happy with that. This pin is not the original. There's no hole in there and I've got no spring, but what I can really do is find a new spring for this and drill a hole for a pin, and then I can actually make it into a proper latch. Right, so none of that's really gone to plan. I've just broken the little plastic joiner on my GoPro magnetic mount, so now I'm having to hold it in my hand. My mask, I mean, as Dave said, it is a cheap mask, but it's good enough for me. But sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes it just doesn't lighten up and you can't see what you're doing. So sometimes I'm striking out like over there because I'm guessing. I think that's where it is, and it's not until you get a bit of light from the arc that you can see. That's my excuse for some pretty shoddy welding again, but yeah, we'll come back later on. We'll perhaps have a tidy up of that. Maybe I'll put a bit more weld around there. I'll try and find another mount for my camera. I might have another one somewhere. And then I'm gonna go see my dad. So we'll come back later on, do a bit more in here, and then 4 o'clock I got the live. It's going to be a members only live today because I got some news for them. Some stuff that they've been kind of bending my ear a bit because I haven't told them, so I'll tell them today. Yeah. So members this week, it'll be a public one next week, so less stuff to tell you there. So yeah. Do you know what? Grinder, bit of paint, it looked like a pro did it. Oh, right. Welcome back, everybody. It is now 20 to 1 in the afternoon, and since I've been gone this morning, I kid you not, rain. I won't believe it now. I mean, look at it. Fluffy clouds, blue sky, bit of breeze. The other thing that reminds me, it rained a lot today. I just put my overs on and they're damp and they're a bit clingy. Anyway, Emma and the kids, my grandchildren, in the house making lots of noise, so I've decided to come back down the barn and have some peace and quiet with a hammer and a welder. The Sunday afternoons are normally, for me, this time of year, mowing, grass cutting, but everything is wet, so it's not going to happen. So we got jobs to do here. I'm going to probably, I've thought about it. We know this works, these pins. I would like to get a new spring for this chap, and I'll have to drill a hole in it because there is no hole in there to put a pin in. So I think what we're going to do is we'll sort of gauge it from there, and we'll drill a hole in a minute so it's ready to go. Then all I got to do is try and find a spring. Let's put some light on the matter. So we're going to weld these two chaps back on here, but lower down. Probably cover these two holes, I expect. Cut the top off of there. We don't need that. And then we're kind of getting there. So anyway, first job is I'm just going to tidy up my bit of pigeon poo weld in there. I've left my mask out facing the light. Hopefully that's going to charge up. So what I found with that mask is if you leave it in the dark for any period of time, it takes ages to actually work again. So right, so we'll plug it back in. That's my crappy thing that I welded on yesterday. We've cut off again. There we go. not going to come off. Let's put a bit of a shine back on there, shall we? Goggles? Where's my goggles? Found them. They were under the camera. Should get something in there. I think we'll just have the top off of that as well though. And off there. Basically, what I want is a nice clean surface for me weld to stick to. So I only really intend to weld it at the top and the bottom. Same as that, I'm not going to bother with the sides, I don't think. So, yeah. That's it. I can recycle that now. Okay. I think we could do with a better earth. What have I got? There. That'll do. Hopefully that'll work better. Okay. Better. Where did I put the other bit? There he is. Come on. That's got it. Come on, that's a tough bit of her. Come on. Right, okay. So, that can go on there. The problem I got is my mask's not working and I can't see. Oh, that's better. It's behaving now. It's on there, and hopefully everything meets up and fits. Like that. That's rigid. Okay, so now I've got to cut these two posts off. Don't need that anymore. Tap this up around and paint. Except I haven't got any paint, so that's not going to happen today. I might see if I can get some tomorrow. I don't know where locally I can get some spray paint from, but all this needs to be sort of rubbed down and given a bit of TLC first anyway. I think I'll go one up, a little bit bigger. Hopefully that'll do it. Still chucking down with rain. I managed to take the truck outside for 2 minutes to cut off the two posts in the middle on the doors, but it started lashing down, so I'm going to have to finish off in here. I'm only grinding off the sharp edges now, so I don't want anybody cutting their hands. And if I climb up in here, I don't want somebody grabbing that and cutting their hand on a bit of sharp, so that's what we're doing. Just a bit of a tidy up, take a bit of extra weight off. So probably going to rip these off as well, I expect. Maybe not today though, because the rest of the family has turned up and they probably think I'm dreadfully antisocial down in my barn. But that's better. So, I mean, to a lot of folks who do engineering for a living, this is proper Heath Robinson DIY. Yeah. Well, I think we'll leave it there. Okay, right. That's smoothed off now and safe. don't look at that. If anybody wondered about the spring that I was messing around with this, in the end I didn't bother. All I've done is actually I've stuck a bit of welding rod in there, and all that's for is to stop anybody actually taking the bolt right out, because I could see that getting lost. So yes, I could do with a proper spring loaded thing in there. Yes, I could buy one for a few quid and cut this off and put a new one on. I might do that, or do you know what, that might just do. So yeah, so you can't open this one unless you open that one, which is deliberate because of the step and the handle. Ugh. We didn't even know that was on there to begin with. So, but we're happy it is. Right, that's it. I've had enough tonight, or this afternoon. I'm going to go and be sociable with the family. That means going out to watch telly, probably. No, I'll be sociable with the family and then get ready for an hour and a half. We're going live. So, okay. That's it for a Sunday, the 7th of the 7th, 24. That's it. We've had enough. I'll see you tomorrow.